Alright guys, welcome back to Bite the Book. Today we're going to take a look at August 13th S&P E-MINI 500 micros. As always, we're going to start off with the hourly and make our way down to the 5-minute. So, just right off the bat, let's say we don't see this. We don't see that. I'd want to extend this into the session. Let's go this way, and I'll probably have another one right up here just for fun, and then possibly another one down here, or not even down there, probably like down here in this area, like right over here, right? So those are all my plots. Next, I'll go to the 30-minute, get a better view of this. So again, it's looking really pretty, right? Like we have a support here where, price isn't closing below it too much. And when it did, it just immediately went back. Got some structure up here too, but not really. So low that was formed right here. We could probably play with later, and then also a high. Next we'll go to the 15-minute and just adjust our trend lines here. So what are we seeing? 15-minute, again, same idea here in this area. Pre-market, nothing. 9:30 is when we get that big launch to the upside. By this point, we close above the last highs, and by this point it's definitely going up. So let's go to 5-minute and see what else we can see. There's a minor support over here, or resistance over here as well too, right? That kind of gets respected, but we instantly blow by it because it's minor. So now the 5-minute. So 5-minute is where it gets extremely pretty, right? On the 5-minute in session, at 9:30, we create this little tiny body candle with a wick, right? We come down, but we can't quite close in this range, and we come back up, and then by 9:35, it shoots up another. How many pips is this, or ticks? Shoots up another, that's $17, 71 ticks, and then it pulls back down to the breakout of the last structure high that we had, which is in this area, the 2887. Let me see if I could fix this a bit. Yeah, 2887 comes back down, and then a final push to the upside. I think for this position, depending on how you played it. Like for example, if you're looking at it from this perspective, you're coming into the session, you could possibly be looking for sells, in these ranges, just because we've been going down, right? Like you can see, right? We have a high right there, lower high, lower high, lower highs that are being built, right? But what ends up happening is we get a monster move to the upside over here. One of the biggest reasons why that happened was because of Trump. At the time, Trump was talking about pretty much trade, right? Like that was the whole basis of it. Long story short, he was saying that he was gonna delay tariffs until I believe mid-September, and at that point the market really surged. The economics behind that, it really just speaks to, opportunity cost, right? If you know that you're going to be taxed 20% more on something that you already, import and export, then you're going to want to get more done now, right? Which will also result in better results, better sales for that company, wherever they're operating, right? And then after this 9:30 push, we pretty much stayed in like a little $18 range, which actually ended up shrinking, right, by the time the session was done, because we're literally in between there. How big is this range? It's only $10, right? It would be really difficult to pick a bearish candlestick to take a buy on. Other than that, I think your best positions would have probably been down here, possibly down here for the sells if you're banking on the sells for the session. Over here, let me just circle. So over here if you're banking on sells. I think there's another spot. Whoops. There should be another spot just over here somewhere. Over here. Let's just extend this a bit, because that's what we do. So over here, which is quite convenient, right? I'm gonna go back to my 15-minute and then check out my 5-minute. So yeah, and then I guess buys over here too, because you could have at least got a solid $5, $10. Yeah, easily back to the top, $10 with a small stop loss or even $2. But like again, it depends on how you take it, right? Because this is a $4 move down, 10 up, right? 2 to 1, you're pretty solid. Even if you got it right here, $2, $2.50, $3, right? You wouldn't get stopped out, and then $16 move, or even just back up to here, $11. And that's pretty much the session for August 13th. 13th was really one directional. If you check out the daily, you'll see what it really did was it just recovered whatever plummet it did the day before, the August 12th right here, and the 13th recover. Let's also take a look at August 14th, which was today. But before we do that, let's go through the trades that I did. So on the 13th, trades I did included, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So definitely buys over here, but let me just double check my thing here. Okay, so one sec, sorry. I need to go to my 13th. 13th. Just checking out my history, because TradingView is never too clear. Like, yeah, it says I have 4 buys here, but there's no time code or signature. So I'm just trying to log in on my phone so I can see where those things are. 1 second. Alright, so initially what I did was I took buys. These buys were at 1 second. 1 second. Which buys? 426, 426, 135. No. 1 second. I'm trying to find these buys. So I see 1335. So 1335. 1335. So initially I took sells when it got up to here, right, and I got stopped out. So let me just look at it from here. So yeah, over here initially I took sells, right, I got stopped out with my $2.50 stop loss, and then after that I turned it into buys. The buy that I took was taken 29. Wait, buy 29.70. No, it must have been one of my last ones. Yeah, this is the four contract. Okay, so I took a 4 contract buy right here at 28.91. 28.91 is right here when it came down to retest, right? So 21.91 right there, and I had a 250 stop. So this is literally grazed my stop loss, right? And I ended up pushing up, and then I took profit at 29.02, which is just up here, right? After that, I ended up taking buys again, but those were stopped out. So by the time I got to 29.29, over here I took buys, but I quickly got stopped out because, you know, it pulled down quite quickly, and I ended up taking buys again at 29.21 instead this time. 29.21, right, where it pulled down. Where is it? Wait, 29.21. Trying to find this time too. 29.21. Oh, it has to be this candle. Excuse me, 29.21. And then again, I took that up to 29.29, which is where I was stopped out initially. And that was, you know, mainly my session. I didn't trade much after that. And now let's look at today, August the 14th. So August 14th, I really screwed up. I was looking for buys, right? Clearly, if you look at the higher time frame and you just look at the pre-market stuff, like we were in heavy momentum excuse me, to the downside, right? Although we had massive consolidation here, I expected it to go up, but no, we just plummeted down, right? I think it was just, you know, retracing and recovering whatever losses. But anyway, going into the session, let's see, we had a little consolidation over here pre-session, and then more consolidation over here, minor pullback here before it actually went down. Let's just go to the smaller time frame so we can see these a lot clearly. Okay, so I'm gonna draw my little lines here, clone that, so we got that section, clone that, got here, clone, we got here as well. Let's move down to the 5 minute. See how this looks, fix it up a bit. So, you know, this is pretty solid, right? By 9:30, which is 8:30 the open, price pulled up and just continued the structure. So, you know, like, I think today was pretty self-explanatory. It was just deep sells and, you know, hold it. I ended up in buys for some reason a lot of the time. I think I was just trying to look for a reversal, right? Because I was expecting the daily to come back up and we have, like, you know, a big wick like over here, but that definitely wasn't the case. I ended up losing about 5-10%, but hey, we always got tomorrow. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll also break down the next day and also just go through a recap of the current day. Oh no, also forgot these. And like always, guys, risk on. Thanks. Bye.